The Cerbat Mountains. This is mining country and one of our favorite places to explore old mines. Join us on a trail to find one of the last head frames that is still standing. Wooden head frames are one of our favorite mining artifacts to find. They are majestic and stand tall, signifying the hard work to extract the riches of the earth. First prospected in the 1860s when miners came up the Colorado River to Fort Mojave at present-day Bullhead City, then spread out and eventually located rich silver deposits in the Cerbats. The central part of this mountain range is highly mineralized. Today, there is a large porphyry copper mine, a turquoise mine, and several ongoing exploration projects. There are several ghost towns and one active town. These include the towns of Chloride, Mineral Park, Cerbat, Stockton Hill, and Todd's Basin. The range is a typically zoned porphyry copper mineral system with molybdenum, moly for short, and copper in the center, going outward to zones of zinc, lead and silver, and an outer zone of gold. It's a great place to explore challenging trails with old mines at the ends of many of them, and Chloride is a great place to start. It's one of the oldest silver mining camps in the state. There are about 350 residents and lots to see, including the Roy Purcell murals just outside of town. In 1976, when Louis first started working at the Mineral Park mine, we took weekends to explore the area. There were several head frames still standing. However, most have since toppled. We took this picture of the majestic New Moon head frame in ore bin. It was a 2-compartment shaft with 2 shiv wheels at the top of a 40-foot head frame. It fell in the early 2000s. Today we're on our way to see one of the few remaining head frames. The reason it's still standing is because it's in a narrow canyon protected from high winds, and the road is rarely traveled by anyone. We started up the road past the murals. It's a fair road to where the fork going to the radio towers takes off. From there it gets rocky and continues to an almost hidden trail. The brush is very close, so we drove our old yellow Jeep with some serious desert pinstriping, so the brush was not a problem for us. We parked on a wide spot across the canyon from the head frame. The old shaft is developed on a narrow vein that apparently didn't merit a name in old mining reports. I'm sure the miners had a name for it, but we couldn't find it on the 1959 USGS report by M.C. Dings. There is a small waste dump indicating the mine wasn't too deep. The dump is stained red from the oxidation of sulfides. There are no tails, so the ore must have been transported to the mill at the Tennessee mine for custom milling. Found an old claim post, probably not valid today. An adit a short distance below the shaft was dug first to intersect the vein. Finding the vein to have values, they sunk the shaft. It's good to see that the BLM has put up wire fences to keep people out of the mine workings, which are not safe. To be careful climbing the dumps because the oxidizing sulfides form a hard crust that make it hard to get a toe hold, and sliding down would hurt. Sometimes also called gallows because they look like a hangman's gallows, has a slot at the top for the shiv wheel. The cable from the hoist ran up to the shiv wheel and then down into the shaft, where it would raise and lower the bucket loaded with waste or men. One of the vertical timbers has a notch with a metal trigger. When the ore bucket was raised, it would trigger the metal plate that would lock the bucket handle into the notch. A line attached to the bottom of the bucket would dump the contents of the bucket into the ore bin or the waste onto the waste pile. Just imagine the effort it took to mine in these conditions. This brings us to the end of today's quest to find a standing head frame that had survived for over 130 years. We want to thank you for joining us on this run and hope to see you again soon.